Wow. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Everybody.
That's right. You have 4 handsome faces in the screen today. Lucky you.
Wow.
I'm the best looking face, though.
Right?
Well, no, I think I have a better face than Derek.
You can dream.
No.
I mean, I get my looks from you, so I stole that and more.
I don't know. Yeah, I think your beard is what you got from me.
Yeah.
I think I've got the youngest face here.
You probably do. Hot and fresh. All right. No doubt. All right, let's say hello to people in chat. We got Mrs. Hillbilly. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Mrs. Hillbilly.
Yeah, we got James Willis. What's up? What's up?
Hey, good day. What's up?
Yeah. We got Richie Dubs. Yo, yo.
Hey, Dubs. Richie.
Prime. 406.
Oh, Prime.
Oh, yeah. Always welcome. Yeah, and Cosmic. Woo woo. Now that you shaved, does that mean you can't ride the street? I still got a beard. Look at it. It's still there. It's just
It's still there.
very well because it's like somehow wider than my face. Like, you know, I'm pretty sour creamy, and my beard is wider than that. It's insane. No. But yeah, so I was trying to dig hard on a fun topic and a good topic because I'm trying to combat the negativity that we have, but also at the same time I'm trying to get people to think about more of the big picture going on, more than just being hyper focused on one thing, if that makes sense. Because there's been a lot of hyper focus on not just the negative aspects, but the interest of individuals. And I'm trying to think outside of the individual and trying to look at the big picture. So it'll sound like I'm rooting for WOTC, but honestly, if WOTC were to shut down, I have all the cards I have, and I'll still play with them. That's how I feel about it. And, you know, proxying won't be much of a problem because if they're no longer a company, you don't have to worry about getting the newer cards.
That's right.
You can destroy the game, but you can't take the gain out of the people.
That's right. You decided to poke the magic bear some more. Yep. And I want to I want to welcome Ella again. Like, I haven't had enough time to be like, hey, you want to join the stream? Let me make a thumbnail. Every time he's wanted to come in, he wanted to come in like a few minutes after the thumbnail was made. But I wanted to highlight Ella for joining us because, one, he's a really awesome person to be joining the show, and he is a special person to us. We like him. We love him. Yeah. And, you know, need some of that Canadian awesomeness. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
This is my daughter's triple heart. Thank you, guys. Double heart. Love you guys. No, much appreciated. I really do appreciate that. I do love you guys. You guys are so much fun to chit-chat and shoot the poop about. And chat's really awesome, and this game is really fun, even if the overlords are horrible people.
Right? I do not support WOTC like my message sometimes sounds like I'm supporting WOTC, but really I want people to think between the scenes and like try to get a behind the scenes idea of what might be going on, because we have no idea what's going on. You know, reprints are a nuisance to the collector's value, yes. But if it keeps working for WOTC, why should they change what they're doing if what they're doing is making them money? Because what it's telling me is that the voters are voting with their wallets, and WOTC's like, okay, let's do it. Let's keep doing it, you know. And one thing that stands out to me is one time WOTC came out, someone from WOTC came out, can't remember the person's name, said a lot of people complained about the Walking Dead Secret Lair. A lot of people made commotions, but the one fact that they do know, it was the best-selling thing that year.
Yeah, well, if there's a demand, there'll be a supply. You know, There's no demand, WOTC will go away because they'll have to change their ways. If the Magic community, I mean, that's everybody who plays Magic in the world, just stop buying the cards, and
Right.
WOTC will get woken up. But you can't get everybody to support that.
Right.
It'd be like
Oh, yeah.
a boycott. To boycott the company, saying they're being unfair to the veteran players and the new players. So I mean, that's the only way it's going to happen. Is you got to get rid of the demand.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
Like. Go
I
ahead.
want to touch on what you said there quickly. You did say collector's price, which is one thing, but player price should be a thought process in that too as well. I am a very budget player. I have 2 kids. My income is relatively lower, like for work, and being able to put a commander deck together, 100 cards with the lands. Let's call it $1 a card. At $1 a card, it's $100.
That's a lot of money.
It's a third of my grocery bill right there, homie.
Yep.
So yeah,
So
collector value does matter, and because I'm a collector for other games as well, and like I like to see that high dollar amount because sooner or later I'm gonna sell the card or whatnot. But as a player, wanting to be able to play a deck that is viable and not just get face rolled, keeping under that $100 budget mark is really, really hard. And reprints of some of those more expensive cards and bringing them down from the collector's price down to a little more acceptable for me is the greatest thing in the world, because now I can play it.
Right.
yeah,
I have a budget for my cards. Not a single card I can own I will purchase a card over $5. I won't purchase a card over $5.
Right.
Single card. And to me, that's a lot.
sure,
I understand that completely too.
absolutely.
Like
That's
I'm
a
in a
valid
situation,
point, Hila. Very valid.
right? Because I'm like in a situation where I can't just drop that kind of money either. So watching these prices drop is really, really fantastic. But like, but the collector's values, like I see, I think Wizards is trying to combat collector's values by forcing collectability in the game. And it's like the Doctor Who secret lair, or the secret decks, whatever, whatever the decks. You know, what we saw yesterday that they're already sold out. You know, that maybe they printed too low or whatnot. But what does that tell the investors in the company? Our product is selling out. That's good for them. But
Right.
something like this is going to be hard to replicate in the future, like reprints. So if they want to make reprints of any of these cards, they'd have to make those functional reprints with the same card in universe. But I don't see that happening all the time, because you don't see that with Warhammer cards. I think this Universes Beyond thing is going to push collectability in a different light, where people are going to collect these products because they're going to be unique.
So let me just understand what you just said to me correctly. Is there, now that I have not, oh my gosh, I got a floof somewhere in here. I can see it. There it is. As a person who has not bought any of the 4 commander decks for Universes of Beyond, will never be able to get them.
I think it'll be harder to get them. I don't know about because I don't know if they plan on reprinting more, like doing an extra wave. But I just don't foresee them going back to this and be like, hey, we like this product, let's do it again, because they have to pay the rights and everything. Now I could be wrong on that end, because that's a very well-rounded possibility that I could be wrong that they'll return to it. But like what I'm waiting for is the Jurassic Park set. And if you look back at the Transformer set, because in the standard set you'll get mechanically unique cards in the packs. In the Transformer sets they did the same thing. Now those mechanically unique cards will be hard as hell to reprint, because like Cavernous Souls and Ixalan makes sense to be reprinted there. Not saying it's needed, but it makes sense.
Explain me timey-wimey how you going to put that in a regular card.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that feels more unfair. And we've delved so far into this, but we still got to get to the explain or define the topic. Because I gotta, put a lot of hard work in those fancy things.
Yeah.
Well, what I had to say about this is, I got some paper decks, but they're not standard legal because they've all rotated out, every single card in the decks.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to get back into standard, I'd have to be able to buy the cards. And I'm on a fixed income. I would not be able to buy these cards unless they make a reprint where they're cheap enough where I can buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enabled me, and by them making the reprints, that's enabled me to buy. However, I'm saying it's hurting the value of the cards. That's bad on that part, but it's good on my part because it's enabled me to play.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to touch on what Richie Dub says here. It says I'm not a collector, but I am an enfranchised player, and these reprints have destroyed the value of my play pieces I bought into these staples, which that's understandable. I have a cube of cards that I can make a powerful commander deck out of. The value of them have dropped. The cube at one time used to be worth like $5,000. Now it's like a $2,000 collection. So that's like $3,000.
Are you selling that cube?
What?
Are you selling that cube?
No.
What is the dollar value matter then?
Why the dollar value? Only because it's the only main thing I got to watch the value of cards and reprints, because it's like a bulk collection, and there's some really good staples. It's like
but
close
now with that to that argument, it's you have your mana. Sorry, you have your touch that you can see what these cards are valued at. You feel like you're losing your collection when these cards go down, but now it just makes the people like us, fixed income, and whatnot, are now able to climb up to some of y'all's level at a little bit easier of a standard. So your fights are going to get better in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Right, and what I was about to get into is, like, even though the value of the cube has gone down, the play pieces in the cube, like, I could build a powerful commander deck if I wanted to out of them, and probably wreck face. So the lower price of the cards have brought up the power level for newer players who get into the world of searching for cards and deck building. Now, let's get to this comment. With the exception that they would retain the value I bought them at, or mostly with exceptions. So I have a Liliana the Veil from Original Innistrad, just a regular version. Then I have Damnation. 2 cards I bought at $100 a piece. Right? The salty side of me, it's like, damn, the value of those just tanked. But
now they're worth $50 a piece.
Like 20 to 30.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's how much they dropped. And so, but the play value of the cards are still there. Now, I'm not salty in the investment because I'm happy I got the cards and they're in the cube. They're not going anywhere. So now the cool thing is, like, when I buy cards for commander decks, the first thing I look at is the cube. And I'm like, okay, is there a card that I need for a deck in the cube that probably could use like an aesthetically upgraded version, like a different border, different foil treatment, whatever, because I always like upgrading the cube that way. And if so, I'll buy the card at a cheap price to replace the card in the cube and put the card in the cube into a deck. It's so I can upgrade 2 things at the same time for the same price. So I find it intriguing that I get to do this, because personally, maybe because I'm a graphic designer and I love graphics and stuff, I like to see the aesthetic of the cube change and be what's the word? Unique. There's another word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of the word. But it's a unique thing where every card looks different, and that I love, right? And I'm doing that with a commander deck just because it accidentally started that way, and I'm like, okay, we'll just continue the trend to aesthetically enhance this deck as we build it. You know, the cheaper the cards, the more options I get. So, in essence, screw the value aspect. Now I got these opportunities to upgrade where once it was just extremely hard to upgrade. You know.
So, yeah. So, WOTC determines the value of the card.
No.
Do they? So who values? I mean, who values the card? The player.
Us. Yep.
Yep. So if you
WotC
guys
puts
have
up a
one,
card in a deck or in a booster pack and makes their money once. They're only going to come in and make the $5 for the booster pack that had Crater Hoof Behemoth in it, but because I can sell Crater Hoof Behemoth to my LGS for $60, and then they'll sell it for $75. That's what sets the price.
Right.
How badly I want it as a player.
okay.
Or
Yeah.
collector.
I was just trying to figure that out how the value. So it's actually the Magic community
It's
that
the-
values.
Yep.
It's simple.
It's the
Supply and demand.
LGSs and us willing to buy it at $75.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the value of
It's
a
like-
card. The
it's
value of a
like-
card is really just a suggested price based on supply and demand. How much supply is out there? How big is the demand? And what are people willing to pay for it?
Okay. Yeah. So that makes. I'm just curious of that, but it makes sense. You know, just like collecting anything else. That's pretty. So I don't know. You guys just buy the cards even though they're worth nothing, you know. And so the reprints, do they reprint a card that's worth like $100?
Yep, they've done that.
They've done that.
Yep.
Already got
They
reprinted
reprint
twice, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, like for instance, doubling season was worth like $100 previously this year. We've printed it now 3 times, with a possibility of 4th in the starting of next year. It's dropped down to $40, and the card has its value as play value still there, but the value of the card price, the demand is still the same basically, and the supply is gaining more. What's the word? Is gaining more quantity in the market. So it's dropping the prices down because there's going to be more copies of this card in the market, and the demand has not really changed for it.
Hmm.
You know, that's what drops the value. Is like, okay, well now there's an excess of this card out here. Now what will people buy this excess amount of card? And in reverse, it's going to maybe there's a different word there, but in reverse, certain stores are starting to stop buying these excess cards for the prices people are asking.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. It's very interesting thing. I mean, it sounds like the stock market to me. I mean, it's like the stock market. I mean, they go up, they go down, they go up. When they go up, so when they go up, you buy it when they're up, or you wait till they go down, then buy it. Hopefully, it'll go up again.
Buy on the down, sell on the up. If you're trying to make financial gains on your cards, buy on down, sell on up.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
like the stock market.
Yep.
Does anybody use tracking programs for their card collections, physical or digital?
No.
The closest thing I use is Cube Cobra. It collects my cube and keeps it in the store, and it keeps it keeps the price of cards I do own, and keeps the price of price of cards I don't own. Like in my cube, I actually don't own the dual lands, like the original dual lands that are in the cube, the proxies. So that's so it lets me know how much the card collection is that I have. That's what I keep on. Oh, Brody Alfonso. Holy smokes. We got the coolest guy in the world here. Look at that. Brody. Hello.
Nice.
It's just
Now-
been so long. Been here.
Good
Now,
morning.
now the topic is why is WOTC? If WOTC is so terrible, why are you still in the game?
Right.
Well, my answer to that is if it's horrible, it's horrible. I don't care. I enjoy the game. Therefore, I'm going to play the game. That's my answer to that topic.
Right. So defining the topic, because we've been like juggling the market values and stuff like that. Defining the topic, because that's the section we're still in, is if it's so horrible, why are we still playing the game? Now, I know there are some people who actually stop buying standard product, and probably not enough people to make a dent to be like, hey, my boycott is not working, even though they have their personal reasons for boycotting. But if WOTC's what they're doing so horrible, why does the market keep going back and buying their shenaz, their product? Even at Amazon dumps, like when they throw the price down, people are eating that up, and we've had a discussion about, even some LGSs are buying from Amazon instead of their distributors because it's cheaper for them. Whatever's happening seems to be working for WOTC, and the players are, like, in general, the massive players is not saying no to what WOTC's doing. That's the consensus that I'm getting from this. That's the definition of success for WOTC, and they keep showing the reports, and people are trying to sway me, like, what if they're fudging the reports? What if they're doubling the price and saying they're making this money but not selling all the product? Well,
That's illegal.
I think we can look at I think we can look exactly at Doctor Who and all their decks selling out. They might have short printed that set, and selling out makes it look good for the investors. Maybe that's the kind of stuff they're doing. I don't think WOTC's trying to keep a full warehouse, because that makes no sense for them to keep a full warehouse. Price gouging is definitely some of the things they're doing on certain products, but I do not think that they're trying to keep a full warehouse, because it just makes no sense as a business.
Well, what's maybe horrible for you may not be horrible for me.
Right.
You got your bunch where it's horrible for you, but I got my bunch where it's great.
Right.
And that's where the difference right there.
So now we defined, the subject. So the virtual world, is that under the same umbrella? Do the same things apply to, the online platform versus the hard copy platform?
Right.
I don't think it would, because digital cards, they're real cards, but they're not worth nothing unless they're paper.
So
digital cards enable you just to be able to play that card, that maybe $100 card. Digital will let you be able to play that.
Okay.
Other than that, they're not digital ain't worth no money.
So do you own the digital card? And no.
The only thing you can own is the paper cards.
All right. All right. We're going to get to the next section to open it up, the discussion. Right. Oh, be relaxed. Discussion is open. Yeah.
The platform is open to discussion. Yay.
Well,
so
Yay.
the digital market is completely different because you got two digital markets to be exact. You got Arena, which no card costs more than X amount on Arena. Then you got MTGO, where the cards are cheaper than real staple cards, but there are different values for different cards that you can swap in and swap out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's actually trading companies and stuff going on with those cards. There's no such thing as overprinting on there because it's a digital product, but they allocate things that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you can trade digital cards?
Yeah, and on MTGO.
Yeah, but on Arena you cannot.
MTGO?
It's Magic the Gathering Online.
Oh, okay. See,
MTGA, which is Magic the Gathering Arena, you cannot trade cards.
Yeah, there's no dusting system. I mean, there's no way to get rid of your cards, no way to delete cards. Well, I don't know if you can delete cards or not, but there's no way to trade your cards or get rid of them, really.
Once you got them on Arena, you're stuck with them.
Yep.
you're stuck.
But
You're
but
stuck.
you know, one of my favorite cards in Arena is She Holder.
All right.
And how much is She Holder worth? Super fast.
Well, last time I checked, it was like 60.
All right, $60.
Yeah.
All right. I do not own a She Holder, but I'm able to play with She Holder on Arena.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Arena does. It enables you to play that $60 card for free.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So, you know, but it's not hurting anything either.
Right.
So, the digital, man, my mouse is killing me. Get out, scroll. All right. So, in the grand scheme of things, the paper Magic world, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to care about here is the paper Magic world.
Okay.
Because that's where the collectors are, right? There's no real collectors on MTGO. There are some collectors, but it's neither here nor there with them. There's no collectors on MTG Arena because you're kind of forced to keep the product you get. But in the paper world of Magic, what used to be a flourishing world of trade value, like high value cards, low value cards, you were able to transfer that over like Wall Street, making money, selling stock, receiving stock, investing stock and whatnot. And the biggest thing that came out of that is back in the day, I don't know if a lot of you remember this, but there was a time when even websites had made an agreement to Wizards of the Coast that they won't sell more than 4 to X amount of copies because people would go online and buy out cards, basically gatekeeping people from buying out cards, and they were going in and forcing the price increase on cards. Like people would buy out, like say, Evolving Wilds. That's not a card that's ever been bought out. But so if someone online and bought all the Evolving Wilds, and they were doing this with other cards, they buy all the Evolving Wilds, take it off the market. The demand for Evolving Wilds would increase a little. The value of the card would jump up in price because it can't be found on market. And they would start listing the Evolving Wilds on the market for a higher price until they found a good place so people would buy it at. And that's how they'd increase the prices of cards, effectively gatekeeping newer players and budget players. And just generally, a lot of players would be stuck at these cards. Not only using Evolving Wilds because it's the first card that came to my mind, but I know there's like the Halloween-y card that people did that with, and a couple other cards like that. Because I used to watch a lot this channel called Heroes and Legends that talk about market values every week. They talk about market values, what's going up, what's going down, and there was a time where people were buying out cards to force the price to go up.
So when they reprint a card, they reprint 10,000 of them, and 10,000 people could get that one card, right?
And
So,
I,
so the cards aren't unique. I mean, they just don't print one card and hopefully somebody gets that card and it's worth, $2,000.
yeah,
Instead, they buy enough to fill the market.
well, WOTC tries to please all the players and collectors alike. They're trying to fill a market full of cards so people can jump in and play. The point of the
Right.
Magic is to play the game, right? Collecting the game is just part of it, and it's one of the selling aspects of the game because it is a collectible card game. But when collectors become gatekeepers and try to influence the market to scrounge out your money, they're no better than scalpers at that point.
Right.
Right.
You know?
So if you're going to buy the card, first of all, if you're a player, you're going to buy the card because it's going to help your deck, right?
Right.
So you need a card. You don't think of the value. You just think of the value of the game.
Right.
So that's why you buy the card.
Right. And I think the reason why we're seeing a lot of these reprints and all this overprinting on certain products is because I think this is WOTC, in a way, combating the gatekeepers of collecting who are trying to force people out of these pieces and charge extra money. Like WOTC already charges enough for products because some products is charged like crazy. Like they charge a lot of high prices. And it's insane. But why is there an echo? The bolts. Am I echoing off someone?
I hear you echoing. Now I'm echoing.
Oh, that's strange.
What about you, Ella?
I'm muted.
Yeah. All right. I just didn't know if the stream was open on somewhere else. All right. Anyways, I think part of WOTC's reprint thing going on is combating those collectors, and it's probably a shallow way to do it too, because that's a lot of reprints on the market. But I think they're understanding collectors are becoming more gatekeepers, and they don't want people gatekeeping the game. I mean, WOTC can gatekeep themselves. I mean, look how much they charge for certain products like Commander Masters. I mean, $50 a collector's pack. Whew. Ouch. Hurts.
Yeah, it does.
It hurts, but it's sold.
Yeah. Like even I got 2 packs for my birthday, so like if WOTC's so horrible, why are you still in the game? They're not doing anything super horrible. I think there's a lot more. Like if you could go through the history of all the things that's been talked about, discussed on YouTube and whatnot, between the secret layers, between toxic LGSs, and all that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot that WOTC's been combating, and WOTC's one company who makes like feels like single decisions here and here and here, as they make different decisions, where the mass on YouTube and social media kind of get together and they talk about these issues, this stuff, and WOTC does hear us a bit, and they try to combat it in the way what a company can. What's the company going to do? They're going to make product. They're going to do things to get people to buy. I mean, how else are they going to combat it? They can make rules, but the main thing they can do is design a card, sell a card, design a set, sell a set, And the one thing they try to regulate is the formats, like standard rotations and modern rotations and all that jazz. That's the only thing they can mess with. They can mess with the rules. They can't mess with the people. So they have to combat the best way they can. And if collectors are gatekeeping, essentially, gatekeeping people from coming in the game or collecting a card, because to be honest, I don't see a new player going to the case looking at a $500 print of a card and be like, hey, I want that card. Let me spend my hard-earned money on this card on a game I just barely stepped into. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so we established that LGSs
Mhm.
and we as a community
Yeah.
determine the price based off of supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
Playability
Mm-hmm.
will also determine a value on rarity of that card. So how many were printed of it
Mm-hmm.
in each sub printing. So we got what? An etched foil, a normal foil, a rainbow foil, full art of all of these foils,
Right.
and then the alternate art all
Yeah.
in one set.
Yep.
So last night, I'm going to say this loud and proud. I cannot afford Wizards of the Coast. I cannot afford to buy I have decks, real decks, but most of my decks are now coming off my printer now.
Burr. Critical burr.
Deck.
Hey, and you know, and I played your deck.
But
Your
I'm
deck
sitting
is
here
fair.
going through I'm making my Miram double dragon deck last night,
Yeah.
and I'm going through all the printings, and I found a price bounce between 6 cards of Miram, one of the more expensive dragons. I found a $130 version. I found a $75 version. I found a $60 version, a $12 version, a $6 version.
Wow.
Same card, all the same.
Just versions, right?
I like, and this is based off of I'm using Moxfield to build my deck, and
Right.
based off of the card prices. Let's call it Card Kingdom, I believe it is, or whatever the 2 auto ones are on Moxfield. I haven't changed it. So I'm going through all this, and I can see the difference in prices of all these decks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Wizards of the Coast's fault.
No, that's not.
They are not responsible for the secondary market.
Yeah,
If
they're
we
not
really
responsible.
want to talk about who's the bad guy in this situation, it's us and the LGSs.
Right.
Mhm.
We always biff that Wizards is creating this shitty market, but they're just trying to produce a box, send it out, and you go, thank you,
That's right.
play it.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
That's the
not
only way they can
money
combat
off
it.
that $79 Ur-Dragon once it goes out of the pack. Sorry to keep cutting you off right there. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I said I think that's the only way Wizards can combat it is the reprints. You know, certain cards get, like I said, people will buy out. Like people can't buy out cards like they used to, but they still go through the process of trying to buy out cards. But the reprint list just oversaturates the market where it's not gatekeeping anymore. And Brody Alfonso says, "I'm still in the game with hopes the turnover and staff. Staff, indeed."
Brody, what's
All
your
right.
problem with the staff currently? If you don't mind explaining that just a touch more.
Do you think Secret Layers is a conflict of interest? Secret Layers, I think it's not a conflict of interest if it's a direct sales issue because it's supply to demand. They print demand to the people who want the supply. Like if they printed it out, like say we're gonna use Evolving Wilds again. If they printed out like a super sweet Evolving Wilds art, like somehow super cool, and they sold it as a secret lair, and like 20 people wanted that secret lair, well, they're gonna print 20 copies of it. You know, sometimes they pre-print like 1,000 and then go off the demand. But you know that's how secret layers work. It's to demand, so the forced collectability is there. That's one of the ways I think they're combating collectability. But still, a lot of reprint issues, you know. And Brody, have you watched Brody's channel before?
No.
So he used to do the show, and he might do it again. He got stuck with work for several months, but he actually like watches the stocks of Magic and Wizards and tries to guess the turnaround rate, and he tries to keep an eye on the staff in there, only because the decisions they make him curious. So he has like a lot of backup. Like my question to Brody is, he ever going to do the morning show again? Because yeah, he was gone for a while. I used to watch like before Hillbilly was on. I used to watch him in the mornings, every mornings, and I'd leave like some epic rap based comment, and I say rap because like a big rhymey comment in his chat. But yeah, I don't know. You Canadians are just too awesome.
That's right.
What about us being awesome? We're horrible people.
Well, Brody's also a fellow Canadian.
Oh, Brody, welcome to man. Yeah, no, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah. Right. So yeah.
It doesn't count. I have a family member who's Canadian.
Sorry.
What's that?
On behalf of all Canada, I am sorry.
That's awesome. Yeah, what an interesting subject. I mean, you guys can talk about it for hours because it's such a broad subject. I mean, there's so many different layers to the. It's just my brain's going.
Part of it is with the reprints, which does crash the collector's market. Maybe that's helping me stay being able to buy my here's my paper cards right next to my these are real right next to my fake one, and we just got a new precon. Ooh, Pokemon. But yeah, we just got a new precon, which is pretty dope. But like. I am a dragon dude. I got dragon tattoos. Well, there it is, all over me. And all I wanted to do when I started this was play big, stupid dragons.
Hell
and then
yeah.
I watched that list come out, and I'm just like, I can't hold up with the other dragon decks because. Like, yeah, my Rondis deck has some upgrades. It's not Rondis anymore. It's now Tiamat. And I've got a couple other, like, you know what I mean? So, like, it's doable, but I still can't. All I want is dragons. Good answer. It is. But, like, it is. It's all I wanted to do was do that. And now it's too much that I can't buy a $60 dragon. $60, $70 dragon. Oh, this place again. It's dope.
What's up? I've got a shill. I got a shill for a channel sponsor. We're way past the halftime show, but hey, thank you, James, for bringing this up. Want to shout out Karn's Artopia, where you can get sweet Magic the Gathering swag like dice bags, dice boxes, dice pets, all these really cool, high quality homemade stuff. It's like stuff you can find on Etsy, and it's better quality than stuff you can find in your average store. So don't go to Walmart. Go to karnsartopia.com to find your sweet magic swag. Ooh.
Why go to Walmart? Because Karn's Artopia can customize it.
Yeah. You can find dice bags from Hillbilly, Super Fast Tortoise, and Prime 406 games. And you can get a nutshell. That sounds weird. Of DJ Longhairs, too, if you want to get there. They cost about $45 a piece plus $5 ship.
Well, that's not bad for a custom-made bag.
Nope.
No. And soon I will show my dice bag off.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my dice bag to come in to show off, too. I mean, I got a dice bag to show off. Like, this one has an interesting logo. You can still find this version, like this design on her website, I believe. This holds about 2 pounds of dice, maybe a little more. And have enough faith that this little pull string hole right here is not going to open it up. You know, just like the professor does with deck boxes. But I trust this more than deck boxes to not open. Hell yeah. Woo-hoo! But
please do go support local artists.
Yes, local
Definitely
artists indeed. Because you know we can't have enough love for the local artists in our communities out there. All right, what's this?
That includes you.
There, I love that conversation.
I like the fact that the underground MTG products producers continue to make unique products that are not mass produced. Hell yeah. And one day they'll be kind of collectible. You know, like my bag is going to be the super collectible because everybody's going to want a super fast tortoise dice bag, but the
That's
demand
right.
won't be met.
Now they're gonna want a hillbilly bag.
Yeah.
Dang, like it.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they might want a super fast tortoise's old man bag.
Right.
It's just a sack.
Well, at a certain age,
Okay,
there'll be a super
so-
fast tortoise colostomy bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll be a colostomy
So-
bag with my logo on it.
Are you guys, you two, related?
Yeah, he's my dad.
Actually,
dude.
I'm his dad.
Awesome. I assumed it was. I assumed we were right when we were making those. I thought it was a joke last stream, but now you're saying it like I have to ask now.
Oh no,
You guys,
like poor dude, poor Cookie dude. He gets very tired throughout the days because of his treatments and whatnot. So
Yeah.
being on the show is the best time he can be to hang out with his son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
You know, and I learn a lot too. You know, so
mhm.
that's right. How do you do that? Woo. That's
put
right.
some hearts in that chat, man. Come on, send some love over to these two beautiful humans.
Well, yeah, that's right. Super fast is.
super
you know,
cute. I know.
They had
What is
me.
this?
Friends of the
Fast
family.
tortoise, and then you're the now the Galapagos tortoise.
The Galapagos. Yeah. The giant
Yeah.
tortoise. Man,
Super
those are my
slowing
favorite
down
tortoises too.
I'm working on my 100 years. Yeah, that's right.
Does the hillbilly dice bag come on a stick?
So
Cookie dude, this is a family channel. That's right.
So I got a question.
What's up?
So Ellis is in Canada and we're in the States. Are the card values different internationally? I mean, if you buy a card
Yes.
in Canada, is it worth less than you buy the same card in the US?
Yes and no. We do have very different markets for our cards. You guys saying Amazon is dumping the prices on cards. My Amazon is charging 3 times the amount for cards, or not. That's a little bit of an over exaggeration, but I found when I was looking for my Vrondis deck, I found it in stores for $30 Canadian, $30-ish, $40 Canadian. I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure on Amazon right now it's $50 to $90. And that's depending on the day because my prices fluctuate so hard. I think that's an Amazon thing. I don't know if it works the same down there. And there's the other aspect to it. There's an exchange rate to our dollar. So my dollar is worth less than your dollar. So when I come to Canada, I come to the States and put $1 Canadian down, that loonie, I will get probably 90 to 87 cents American. So to that degree, yeah, I'm losing value, but my card market is completely different than yours. It is based off of the same information. We all grab card market, collector, TCG, player, all of that data, and then translate it into Canadian dollars. And then if my LGS has a high, good on you, paper. My LGS has a high demand for Crater Hoof, for example. That Crater Hoof, one of my stores, 401 Games, they had it for $32. Another store where I face-to-face games sold it for $60-something, and they are probably 10, 20 miles away from each other.
All right.
You know what I mean? So, and like I'm guessing at that on a conversion, so it's a little my market is weird up here. You guys like to buy off of Amazon. I can't buy off of Amazon. It is 99% of the time stupid. eBay I can't use it because I do miniatures as well, and I got a little dude that was supposed to come through eBay that was this big, and it cost me $23 for shipping.
Oh my God.
I charged you $2 for shipping. The rest of that $21 was at eBay. It's my accessibility is a lot less than what you guys have up there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still have all the same cards. I just can't use some of the other things, TCG Player, Market, whatever, all of those things, to get as good of a deal as you guys have.
It sounds like Wizards of the Coast needs to put a print shop in Canada. You know, like what print factory to print their cards and ship it out in Canada. You know,
well, it's not the ship. None of those issues are Wizards of the Coast.
No,
Wizards,
I mean, like, if they have like a print shop, a factory to print the cards out in Canada, they can distribute in Canada, save money on those products.
Well, like, I mean, the distribution in Canada is the exact same. I was just looking into getting a distribution, getting as a distributor here, so I can start a home business because
nice. I
need money, right? Hey, sell magic packs. Hey. Why not? But it's not Wizards to blame for this one. It's back to them to distributors, and so Amazon is choosing to. If I was to sell on Amazon, I chose to put it above LGS price so I can make just that little bit of margin, right? Because Amazon is done primarily by third-party sellers now.
Right.
It's not usually Amazon directly selling you their stuff.
No, it's kind of like eBay. So they're just helping this third party distribute. You know. Yeah.
So it really isn't. It can't be a Wizards issue as much as we want to blame Wizards. Because I order directly from Wizards, but I now have to pay taxes through the border. Sometimes I have to pay duties, which I don't understand what the taxes and duties sometimes come off. Also the dollar amount. So if I wanted to get Secret Lair directly from Wizards of the Coast, let's call the Secret Lair is $100. I don't know. I've never bought a Secret Lair before. So that's $100 US. So $100 US is, let's call it $105 Canadian. I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Right. We understand.
And then now I've paid more that I could have gone to the LGS and picked up that Secret Lair for $110, $15.
Mm-hmm. I feel so behind, but really quick. We were getting an open forum territory. I'm like, I'm feeling so behind.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of questions, because it's very interesting to me. I do play the game Arena online, and I'm very new. I mean, I'm like the chicken just got out of the egg new, So, I mean, I do have my son to help me out. He's very knowledgeable about everything. And if he doesn't know something, he'll tell me I don't know, and he'll go find out or tell me where to look. So I'm appreciative of that. I'm very lucky, to have such a awesome person. And then I got Hillbilly and now you, Ellis, to help. So yeah, it really opens my eyes, because I just thought it was just a card game, a silly card game. That's what I thought it was, but now there's so much more to it. Very cool.
Yeah. It's not just a silly card game, because it's still a silly card game in its own right. But the only difference is, it's first of all, it's the first card game, like in its format, the trading card game. It's the first trading card game of its kind. It has longevity. It's had followers for many years. It brought in collectors, and there's a lot like as long as the game's been out for like 30 years, and the company and the product is still like in its youthfulness, like it's still trying to figure itself out. And as long as we've been playing, as long as Hillbilly's been playing and other people have been playing, like it's been old to us, but the company and the game is still trying to figure out its own identity completely, through the business model. That's how I feel about it. Because right now I feel like WOTC and the Magic the Gathering is in its drunken college years at the moment.
That's-
I want to bring some attention to Telbart Apprentice. The best thing about Magic is its community. And I'm going to 100% agree with you. I met Superfast Tortoise. I met Superfast Tortoise's dad. I met now Hillbilly. I have met so many people in this community. I just moved. So I was playing with these guys. I just moved. When I came back and jumped into Discord for the first time, and so many people went, "Oh my God, it's Ella! They're back finally!" And I felt welcome back. I felt the same that it was like dudes that I've grown up with, or I'm face to face friends with. I've made true friends over this ugly piece of plastic.
Right.
Like, thank you all.
Yeah. You know what? The community is what makes Magic the Gathering great. And I'm not gonna go. Well, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, the best thing about Magic the Gathering is gathering. What it is the people who love the game, who share the love of the game, and share friendship in the game is what makes the game good. Like, the one thing I miss most about Magic right now is the in-store play. I don't get to do that a lot. I don't get to play against someone physically and be able to trash talk them or make fun of them like they would do me, and be able to gauge their reactions or face in paper play. Like, we can play online, and I love playing over Spell Table because it's the best way I get to play. And the most important part is I get to play the game, But playing the game without people, like one reason why I don't really care about arena so much, I like the arena, but when you play, you don't get to gauge a reaction. You don't get the social interaction that you really want in the game. So the community makes the game so great.
Oh yeah,
that's why my stream is so different than others. Because the way I do my streams, I let my viewers play against me. That way I get the feeling.
Yeah, that's funny. So now you're
sorry. I really want to finish what you're saying there, Hillbilly. I want to finish hearing that.
That's one reason why what I get out of arena. Yeah, you don't get that one-on-one gathering feeling because you're playing some random person. You don't know who they are or nothing. You don't even know if they're male, female, or what. But if you involve your viewers, you get to know your viewers, then you know if they're male, female, or whatever. Although that don't really matter, but you still get that gathering feeling.
Right. The best part.
That's one way to get that gathering feeling too.
Right. The best part is we have fun doing it. We can make fun of it. Like the reason why if WOTC's so horrible, why am I still in the game is because I love playing the game. WOTC's decisions don't affect what I do. They don't just WOTC, please don't close down before Jurassic Park set comes out.
Really.
Yeah. I don't think WOTC's. Closing statement. I don't think WOTC's a horrible. I think some of the decisions that the humans behind WOTC and or the bigger company, Hasbro, make are poor. but it's not the company of whole. You can't throw out the whole bushel of apple because one's bad. You still have to pick through and figure it out. The game is fun. We're still gonna play it.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
It's all good.
Right. To add to what you said, some of the decisions to us people who are outside the company, it's just hard to gauge what they're going for because we don't have the insider scoop. So some decisions they make have, every time they make a decision, they have a goal to meet. They're going to try to reach that goal. We don't always see what that goal is or know what that goal is going to be. So we don't see the process until it's fleshed out. And if, like I said earlier, if they keep making money, what's the change of plan? And we talked about their ideas. But it is time to start closing the show because I like to try to keep these at an hour long in length because YouTube actually promotes lives that are within an hour, just in case you didn't know. But I want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up, starting with Hillbilly.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Salmonella, you're awesome. Thank you for coming on. You're always welcome. Daddios, that's you. Thank you for showing up. You guys have an awesome, wonderful day. Whoop, whoop. Great stream.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for Evil 5.